on that performance and result?
Yeah, obviously a disappointing result, it goes without saying. I thought for the most part we handled things really well today. It's not an easy place to come and play with the atmosphere, the environment, the energy in the stadium. You've got to deal with a hell of a lot, and I thought we did really well. In most aspects of the game, I thought defensively, we did the job we needed to. We nullified their kind of main threats around sort of, set pieces and their wingers. I thought, there was only a few occasions they only caused us any problems. And we had our moments of going the other way where we, created some openings that we could have got something out of. Again, big moments have let us down in the game in terms of the opportunities created. And then, with them, it was always going to be a period in the game where they got a bit of momentum and things go their way. They had a couple of things go their way, and then we ended up chasing the game. But even then, we had a couple of really big chances to get into it, and we didn't take them.
It looked like you picked a starting 11 that might be a little bit harder to beat. Is that fair?
I just thought it'd give us a good framework to, play the football we want. And they're a really aggressive team. They're a big side. You've got to match that physicality with the team you put out there. But within that context, I just thought, they really try and sort of suffocate you and press you, and I thought we were getting through that really well, especially in the first half. And but again, we didn't capitalise on that. We didn't take our chance. We didn't put scoreboard pressure on them so that we can, get them to feel uncomfortable. And unfortunately, paid the price again.
And do you think you should have had a free kick for the first goal? Players look very hungry.
Yeah, look, I think it's just the world we've created where referees, I just don't think, are going to make those decisions anymore, particularly in against the home side. They're going to let it run, let VAR pick the slack up, and you have to accept that that's the way the game is officiated now. It's not really officiated at the stadium, so you just got to cop whatever you get.
I'm trying to be respectful asking this question. Do you expect to have a conversation with your ownership about your future this week? There's been a lot of noise around that.
Yeah, but that's. Do I expect to have I expect to have a discussion with the owner and everyone else at the football club about sort of what we've embarked on here and where we're at and what we need to do, for sure. Now, if people want to make an assessment of me after 3.5 weeks, in which we've had 6 or 7 games we've had, then there's nothing I can do about that. But at the same time, there's nothing wrong with things being tough. That's okay. It's not, I've said in there, and I'll say it a million times, I did have an option. I could have been sitting on the couch watching the game today and not be in the middle of it. I'd rather be here, much rather be. I love a fight. So it's a fight, so it's a struggle, so what? That's okay. Now, if people outside don't think I'm the right person, or even internally don't think it makes no difference for me. I took this role on knowing it'll be a massive challenge with what we were trying to do in terms of changing the direction of the club. Nothing I've seen in the last 3.5 weeks has changed my view on that, and I love the challenge of taking this club to where it needs to be, and I'm very confident we'll get there.
At the end there, just on the pitch, you didn't see that much interaction with your players. Do you feel when you were applauding the fans, they were sort of in front of you, you walked off by yourself? Again, I use the word appear, that was just how it looked watching it. Is there anything significant by that? Are they still with you? Do you still feel as if
Well, look, if you want to find things, yeah, for sure. I wore a different jacket today as well, and I stood in a different. Don't read anything. I mean, seriously. I mean, I guess it's a fun game, isn't it? It's fun every week. It's me this week, and who knows? Maybe you're all right and I'm gone, and next week it'll be somebody else, and there's a lot of fun around it. I don't care. It doesn't. Like I said, I love the position I'm in right now, where I have to fight for everything. It's what I've done my whole career, and the kind of scrutiny around it, and I'm not a woe is me kind of guy, mate. I couldn't care less. If people think that I'm somehow not enjoying what I'm doing at the moment, then they've got no idea what I'm like.
And you said things that need to be done. Can you be a bit more specific on that? I assume it's more than just time on the training ground.
Well, it is though, because we haven't had any. So I mean, there's guys like Douglas Luiz, Zinchenko, Murillo, who need training. They've hardly trained at all with the club. Others who who have brought in, who haven't done a lot of work, and we haven't done a lot of work with them because we've had so many games. So the next 2 weeks are important for us to do some work with the players who are left. You know, we're fortunate that we've got a few who are left back that are important to us, and you know, those kind of opportunities don't come along too often. So that, you know, when the window is kind of the international window finishes this time, we'll be in a much better position to tackle the next set of games than we were going into this one. And there'll be more broader discussions as well about, you know, how the players have adapted. And my assessment of it will be that it's largely positive. There has been a shift. It's undeniable that there's been a shift in the way we're playing, the way that the players have embraced it. The results aren't there, that's quite obvious, but if you just want to go on results, then you don't need a review. You just need to go, well, the results aren't there, that's your assessment. But that's not how I look at things, and you know, I've definitely seen progress in the last, since I started, you know, 20 odd days ago.
Martin.
If you're given time, Ange, will you turn the situation around?
No, it's a lost cause. I mean, it's seriously, what's wrong with something being hard? Seriously, what's wrong with it? Why does everything have to be so, why do we want everything just delivered nicely packaged? I'm sure your parents had a struggle in their life, right? And they didn't give up. You may have even been a lost cause at some point, but they didn't give up on you, right? So what I'm saying is, no. But what I'm saying is, right, I'm not having a go at you, please don't take it that way, is that, you know, it seems to be these days that as soon as something goes wrong, well, that's it, it's wrong, change it, break it up. Like, everything that needs kind of something fixed is invariably going to go through a tough time. This is not unfamiliar territory for me, as I said. So, beyond it being a lost cause, I see it as an exciting opportunity. That's why I took the role, and I still believe that now more so than ever before. But at the same time, you've got to embrace that there's going to be a fight and struggle for it.
Sure, it was as much about your self-belief hasn't been. You haven't lost your self-belief.
But that's my point. Why? Because it's tough. Like, why would that? Do you think I'd be sitting here at the age of 60? I started in Australia when I was 32 years old in semi-professional football, and I'm here in the Premier League at the age of 60. Do you reckon I lack self-belief or don't like a fight? I didn't get here because of my connections. So, in fact, I've picked fights. I have, even in the schoolyard, I've picked fights with people who I knew would beat me up. That's the kind of person I am, so that's fine, you know. So, I get, like I said, I totally understand that, you know, it's kind of, you know, part of the fanfare around, you know, the Premier League, that there needs to be a manager who's always, you know, under the spotlight. I get that. It's my turn at the moment. But I think, like most other managers, I think we actually enjoy this bit. I'd be surprised if there are many managers that don't enjoy, you know, having a kind of challenge in the hands that I have at the moment.
Thank you very much.
That's it. Thanks.